It's just sugarcoating something, humane slaughter. So let's take a look at what we are participating in. This is a battery cage, right? It's literally the size of a milk crate, just like this. You take 4 to 6 hens, you put them in a crate this size, and you burn their beaks off. Why? Because in these conditions, they become aggressive. You know, it'd be like if I took everybody in the first and second row, put you in that corner, and sealed it off, kept you there for, 48 hours straight. I guarantee you're not going to remain friends for that long. You want more space. So they're denied the ability to do what's natural to them, spread their wings, forage. So how does the industry solve this problem? Cage-free, free range. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Who in this room doesn't want to live free, right? This is a cage-free farm in Virginia. It's just a label. It's just a label. It makes us feel better about what we're participating in, but it means absolutely nothing to the animal. Cage-free simply means you can take 500 hens and put them in this room. According to the industry, that is cage-free. The question is, what is your definition of freedom? Does this apply? Now, even on the old McDonald's farm that we all have stuck in our head, even if you find that magical farm, and good luck finding it, doesn't matter. Because all male chicks born in the egg industry are thrown out, literally. Why? It seems kind of wasteful. Why throw out the male chicks? They don't fit into the equation. They don't serve any purpose to the industry. So we cage them, we debeak them, we still cage them, call it freedom though. We can still debeak them in these conditions, and we throw out all the male chicks, whether it's cage-free, free-range, or organic. Whoops, that was the wrong way. All so that we can have this. Well, might as well get to know what it is. What is an egg? A lot of people think it's a baby chick. It's not a baby chick. A lot of people think it's a fetus. It's not a fetus. It's not an embryo, which is good. I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to eat a fetus or an embryo in the first place. So what is it? Well, it's an unfertilized egg. That doesn't sound that bad at all. All right. Well, once a month, every woman in this room, or maybe not every woman in this room, sheds, or at some point, sheds an unfertilized egg. What is that called?
Period.
Congratulations. You're eating a hen period. It's the menstruation cycle discharge of a hen. Now, I'm not going to eat a woman's period, just like, why should I have a hen period? There's no need to eat any period from any living being. It's disgusting, and, we should call it what it is. I mean, if we were just, when we were young, when we were kids, and, our parents said, hey, you want some scrambled hen periods for breakfast, I pass. It's like honey. What is honey? Yeah, it's vomit. It's regurgitated throw up. They throw up for their own cells. They take the nectar, they digest it, and they throw up. And it's for their own cells. They're not producing it for us. We call it honey because who in their right mind would want to buy a product called bee vomit? I mean, you put vomit next to any product in the supermarket, and I guarantee it's not going to sell. Doesn't take a business expert to realize that. All right. What about milk? Well, even your happy cows in California are hooked up to machines. This is the way it is. All right. Now, when does a cow start producing milk? During pregnancy. She starts lactating during pregnancy, right? That's funny. I mean, I've been to a lot of schools, and I'll get even high school teachers who will say, I didn't know that. I just thought there was this magical cow that just produced milk. It's like, okay. All mammals produce milk when they're pregnant. And how does she become pregnant? Well, we like to think they get to have sex, right? At the very least, they get the pleasure of sex. But there's no sex on the farm. The farmer's not going to wait for a cow and a bull to get it on. He's not going to set the mood, light some candles, put on Barry White. It's a business. He's running a business, and the business is not in the welfare of the animal. It's in producing a profit. So how do you get a cow pregnant without a bull? Artificially inseminate them. If you were to artificially inseminate a woman without her consent, what would that be called? Rape. I am not saying a woman is a cow, but I am saying rape is rape. I mean, just look up the definition of rape. Exerting your power over another sexually. So what's your definition of another? Does that only apply to women? How about men? How about other beings? Well, now she's pregnant. She gives birth. What happens to her baby? All male calves born in the dairy industry, like if you were here in the beginning, the Saving Billy, all male calves born in the dairy industry are immediately taken away from their mother, chained by the neck to a crate, deprived of their mother's milk, fed an inefficient diet so that their body become anemic, so lack of iron. They will never be able to turn around, will never see the light of day. Every glass of milk supports this industry. And some people say, well, veal is the cruelest industry, or foie gras, where they shove a pipe down a duck's throat. Cruelest industry. How do you put pain in some kind of Okay, well, it's pretty bad right here, but it's not so bad here. Pain is pain. Suffering is suffering. Don't categorize it. This is all suffering for these animals. Why do they do that to the male calves? Just like the male chicks, they don't fit into the equation. They don't produce the milk. If you're drinking cow's milk, the only reason is because a calf chained to a box isn't. Now, what about the female calves? They too will be taken away from the mother. Why? Why would the female calf that will grow up to be like her mother, which is a constant cycle of impregnation, birth, and milking, why would she be taken away from the mother? Right, and we want the milk. How do you think it makes a cow feel to have her baby torn away from her? Anybody who's a parent, how would you feel if you had your baby torn away from you? All milk, whether it's organic, meaning they don't put in the hormones and the pesticides, doesn't matter. All milk is stress milk. That's not something you pasteurize out of the milk. It's part of it. It's part of it's like it's part of the meat, part of the cheese. It's part of what you're drinking. It's stress. Now, biologically speaking, who was a cow producing milk for? Biologically speaking. The baby, not for us. Just like, when your mom was pregnant with you, who was she producing milk for? It was for you. It wasn't your daddy, it wasn't the neighbor, it wasn't the dog or the cat, it was for you. All mammals produce milk for their young. Where do all these animals get their milk from? And when do they stop consuming milk? We're the only species on this planet to take the milk from another animal, and we're the only species on this planet to continue drinking milk after infancy. And if you really don't think it's that weird, because people say, well, you don't eat cheese. Cheese is just spoiled milk. You don't eat cheese. You don't drink cow's milk. That's extreme. That's crazy. Is it really that extreme to not take the milk from another animal? I mean, and if you don't think it's that extreme, if I brought a pregnant woman into the room right now, how many of you would want to drink her milk? You're not a baby. It is extreme. Now, if cow's milk is meant for a calf, if cow's milk is biologically meant for a calf, why would it be necessary for humans to drink? It's not. Cow's milk is no more necessary than drinking dog milk, chimp milk, pig milk, or elephant milk. The only milk you need was from your mother when you were a baby. You're not a baby anymore, and you're not a cow. You're not a calf. Well, what about if I said to you, you're walking in Publix, Whole Foods, Winn-Dixie, maybe Winn-Dixie more likely, and you come across not cow milk, but chimpanzee milk. That's why I said Winn-Dixie. No offense to shop at Winn-Dixie. I can't picture, well, I don't know, maybe Whole Foods. But, all right, so chimpanzee milk, right? How many of you would buy it? Probably not, right? That's disgusting. Why would it be disgusting to take the milk from one animal, but not disgusting to take the milk from another animal? In fact, if you're drinking cow's milk and you find chimpanzee milk, I'd say make the switch. It makes more sense. Why would it make more sense to take the milk of a chimpanzee? Hey, look, if you're going to take the milk from any animal, wouldn't you want to take the milk from an animal that shares 98% of our DNA, 99%? I mean, doesn't that seem to be the logical conclusion? I choose you. That would seem the logical conclusion. What about your dog? If your dog was pregnant right now and I said, I'll pasteurize your dog's milk, would you want to drink it? That's disgusting and that's absurd. It is disgusting and absurd. No more disgusting and absurd than drinking cow's milk, though. In fact, if you have a dog, it actually makes more sense to drink dog milk than cow milk. Why is that? Well, how many of you have a large dog? Okay. How much does your dog weigh? 110. Wow, what kind of dog? What kind of dog?
American Bulldog.
There we go. All right, 110 pounds. That's pretty close to the human weight, right? 110 pounds? That seems to make sense. This animal weighs 2,000 pounds. Why put a product meant for a 2,000-pound animal into this? The baby doesn't even know why. All right. A baby on average weighs 7 pounds at birth. I really don't know where I'm supposed to be pointing this. It's like a magical wand. There we go. A calf weighs 90 pounds at birth. At birth, 90 pounds. Baby, 7 pounds. Calf, 90 pounds. The calf will grow to 500 pounds in under a year, in 9 months. 410 pounds in under a year. What makes them grow so large so fast? The milk. But of course they're not getting the milk, and if it's not organic, what are they getting? Hormones. They're getting steroids. Again, that's not something you pasteurize out of the milk. And how do you keep animals healthy in these conditions? You pump them up with antibiotics. 70% of the antibiotics produced in the United States are fed to farm animals. That's not good. Right? That is not good. you wonder why so many people are dying in the hospitals. They get some infection and they take these antibiotics and they don't work anymore. So how do we actually justify putting a product meant for a 2,000-pound animal? They grow to 2,000 pounds in 2 years into this. Well, the story. Once again, the story justifies the action. Say it enough times, you convince yourself it's the truth. Every story has an author. Who is the author of this story?
Dairy.
Right. And what is the ultimate goal of the dairy industry? I mean, why would the dairy industry be some holier-than-thou company? I mean, if I said to you, cigarettes, it does a body good, you'd probably say I work for the cigarette company, right? And none of us would believe that. But why believe this? And if you believe that milk does a body good, why would 75% of the human population be lactose intolerant? Do you know what that means? That means 3 out of every 4 people on this planet, when they drink milk, they suffer from one of these symptoms. Diarrhea, stomachache, gasiness, bloated, ear infection, excess mucus. And that's normal. If you suffer from any of these symptoms, stop drinking cow's milk. Your body's trying to talk to you. Your body's saying, look, I can't do it anymore. Stop. Listen to your body. Your body knows best. Of course, the dairy industry will come up with a new product called, what, lactate? They put the enzyme. You see, the reason why most people are lactose intolerant is because all mammals, and human beings are mammals, have an enzyme known as lactase. Put an A right there. That enzyme breaks down the sugar known as lactose. As we mature, we lose that enzyme. So it's normal to be lactose intolerant. But of course, the dairy industry starts injecting the enzyme into it. That's not normal. That's not natural. And again, you're going against what your body is telling you. The dairy industry says, listen to us. We know better than your body. They don't. Your body knows best. You are your best doctor. But it must be good for kids, though, right? I mean, because every school I've been into, elementary, middle, and high school, is all one product being served. What product is that? Milk. Well, what's the number one cause of food allergies among infants and children? Anybody want to take a wild guess? No shit. All right, so if most people on this planet can't consume milk, and most children and infants, if they have an allergy, it's from milk, cow's milk, and not peanuts, but cow's milk. Why again are we drinking this? What have we been told? Drink milk, get strong bones. Does a body good. What does a body good? Calcium does a body good. The question is this the best source of calcium? Let's find out. Countries that consume the most milk. What countries drink the most milk?
U.S.
I go into classrooms and you get kids being like, Florida. All right. Norway would be on this list as well. What is osteoporosis? It's a loss of bone density. It's literally weak bones. Remember what you've been taught. Drink cow's milk, get strong bones. What countries have the highest rate of osteoporosis? All right, well, either it's just a random coincidence or there's more to it. The more to it is this. Any product that comes from an animal has animal protein. That makes sense. Animal product, animal protein. Well, that animal protein, protein is the amino acids, the building blocks of protein. Those amino acids, which are good, unfortunately, though, they're high in sulfur. So you want amino acids, but the problem with animal protein is that those amino acids are high in sulfur. When you put that in your body becomes acidic. You're making your body acidic, and your body's not meant to be acidic. It's meant to be alkaline, right? The pH balance is going lower than what it should be. So how does your body compensate? Well, they have to neutralize the acidity. So what do? They start releasing calcium from the bones. So the more cow's milk you drink, according to these statistics, the weaker your bones can actually become. The more animal protein you eat, the weaker your bones can actually become. In fact, if you look at countries in Africa and Asia, they don't suffer from very high rates of osteoporosis. They also don't drink very much cow's milk, if none at all, and they also don't eat as much animal protein.